button. So hi everyone, welcome back to our COVID-19 chat series. I'm Sarah Iverson, I'm a volunteer at AMPHS. I hope that everyone is doing well today. Before we start, I want to let everyone know that we have Spanish and Chinese interpretation lines available, and you can access them at the bottom of the screen.
Hello， 大家好，欢迎呢大家来到我们今天的这个新冠疫情的这个聊天系列。我呢名字叫 Sarah， 我是在安福新，然后我今天希望每一个人呢都过得不错。在我们开始之前呢，我想让每个人都知道，我们今天呢会提供一个西班牙语和中文的翻译在线服务，所以你可以通过点击你屏幕上的那个两条不同的线呢，然后听取中文的和西班牙语的翻译，在你的屏幕的下方。
I'll translate briefly in Spanish right now. Gracias y bienvenidos a todo para estar aquí con nosotros. Somos la Academia de Servicios Médicos y Pública y estamos aquí hoy para compartir alguna información sobre los recursos de acceso de comida para lo todo. Hoy vamos a tener traducción en español y también en chino. Si usted necesita traducción en español, por favor haga clic en esta imagen de mundo. Hay un icon abajo de su pantalla de Zoom donde puede hacer clic y puede buscar, seleccionar y este para español. Cuando seleccionar esto, entonces va a escuchar Estela. Ella va a poner todo lo que decimos hoy en español para ustedes. Gracias.
The Academy of Medical and Public Health Services, or AMPHS, is a not-for-profit organization offering free health services to our communities. Our services are currently offered remotely. These services include social work support and free mental health services.
我们安福新呢是一个非政府的非盈利性机构，然后我们是提供免费的精神健康服务对我们的这个社区成员。我们的服务呢是目前呢是提供现在虚拟的网络服务，然后这些服务呢是包括一些比如说社会方面的社工方面的工作支持，以及免费的一些精神健康服务。
In our COVID-19 chat series, we will be discussing special topics and bringing along guests to help provide important information and insight about the week's theme. Today, we will be focusing on resources for food access, specifically SNAP, WIC, PEBT, and local food resources. To help share this information, today we have speakers from Hunger Free NYC and God's Love We Deliver.
在我们今天的这个 COVID-19 的这个聊天系列里面呢，我们将会有一个特殊的聊天的主题，然后我们会邀请到一些来宾呢，给我们提供这些很重要的一些相关的信息。关于这周的方面的主题呢，待会儿我们会有请我们的特别嘉宾给大家讲一下。今天呢，我们主要是关注在这个食物的安全性以及食物的资源的获取方面，特别是关于 SNAP 还有 WIC 还有 PEBT 方面的资源，以及在当地的获取食物的一些资源。我们可以呢就是分享一些这些信息。我们这个今天的特别来宾是来自 Hunger Free NYC 以及是God's Love We Deliver.
In the last 10 to 15 minutes of our session, we will have a question and answer segment where we will respond to our viewers' questions. We just ask that you place your questions into the chat box, or we will give an opportunity at the end for you to unmute your mics during the question and answer segment.
在我们这个系列的最后的10到15分钟呢，我们会有一个 Q&A， 就是大家可以在这个 时间方面里面可以提出问题，然后我们会给大家给予解答。在这里面呢，我们会先看一下大家提的是一些什么问题，然后我们可以就是要求你把你的问题呢打在那个聊天框当中，我们会给这个机会给你，或者是你可以就是把你的麦克风打开，取消静音状态，在这个Q&A 的这个session 里面。
Although we do encourage everyone to ask questions, we want to remind everyone that this is a public space and you should avoid sharing any personal information. Our phone lines are available Tuesday through Saturday from 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. So for any questions containing private details, we encourage you to call us at 212-256-9036.
尽管呢，我们是非常鼓励大家踊跃的发言，提出问题，但是呢，我们也想提醒每一个人呢，这是一个公共的空间，你需要避免呢，就是提出任何关于你个人信息的方面的一些问题。我们的电话线呢，是从礼拜2到礼拜6呢，上午的10点到下午6点，你可以打这个热线电话呢，提出关于你的任何问题。这时候呢，你可以比如说提出一些你的私人的相关的细节。我们鼓励你打我们这个电话号码是212-256-9036。
Before we begin, we would like to provide some brief updates related to COVID-19. First, the Food and Drug Administration, the FDA, authorized Pfizer/BioNTech's application for emergency use of their COVID-19 vaccine, the first batch, which was administered to healthcare workers this week.
在我们开始我们这个 session 之前呢，我们想提供一些简单的一些简要的简报更新。首先呢，是美国的 FDA 已经授权辉瑞以及德国的两家这个疫苗公司呢，为这个 COVID-19 的疫苗提供一个紧急的授权。所以第一批的使用者呢，将会是给这个在健康服务的工作者，就这个礼拜是提供给健康服务的工作者方面，他们可以优先注射。
Second, as of Monday, December 14th, all restaurants and bars have closed indoor dining until further notice due to an uptick in COVID-19 cases. Restaurants and bars are still required to close outdoor dining from 10 p.m. to 5 a.m. daily. Takeout and delivery are still allowed after 10 p.m., except for alcoholic beverages.
作为12月14号，就是星期一呢，开始。所有的餐馆和酒吧呢，必须关闭在室内的用餐，直到进一步的通知，也就是直到这个 COVID-19 的这个情况好转。那么餐馆和酒吧呢，仍然是要求呢，在晚上的10点到凌晨的5点，每天晚上10点到凌晨5点呢，关闭室外的用餐。对于就是打包带走和外卖服务呢，是在晚上10点以后仍然是允许的。除了这个酒精的饮料方面。
Finally, due to the winter storm watch, all NYC health and hospital testing sites closed at 2 p.m. on yesterday and have reopened today as of 12 p.m.
由于我们这个冬季风暴的影响呢，所有 NYC 的这个医院和健康医疗系统的这个测试网站和测试站点，在昨天下午的2点关闭，然后在今天中午12点呢又进行重新开放。
This is the end of our updates, and now we will continue with our topic of the afternoon.
这个以上呢就是我们的刚才的更新，现在呢我们将继续我们今天下午的这个讨论的话题。
So COVID-19 has affected our communities in numerous ways, not only limited to physical and health effects. A common concern is food security. With many people out of work or working reduced hours, it is difficult for many people to purchase groceries and feed themselves and their families. But there is help available.
这个 COVID-19 呢，就已经影响到我们的社区，是在很多不同的方面，不仅仅是关于身体健康方面的影响。那么一个共同的影响关注点就是我们的食品安全。对于很多人来说，他们就是没有工作， 或者是他们降低了这个工作的小时数。那么对很多人来说，购买就是日常的食物用品是非常困难的，喂饱他们自己以及他们的家庭。但是其实还是有一些渠道是可以提供帮助的。
To help explain some of the benefits and resources available to community members, such as SNAP, WIC, and PEBT, and to help clarify and answer any related questions, we have Benefit Access Specialist, Julia Koo from Hunger Free NYC here. Thank you for joining us today.
要帮助解释这些具体的一些，比如说福利和一些资源有哪些可提供的，为我们的社区成员可以用呢？比如说 SNAP、WIC 和 PEBT。那么为了帮助讲清楚以及回答一些相关的问题，我们有这个福利相关方面的专家 Julia Koo， 她是来自 Hunger Free NYC。非常感谢你参加我们今天的会议。
Hi everyone, my name is Julia and I'm from Hunger Free NYC and I just want to do like a little brief introduction of who we are. And so Hunger Free NYC is a nonprofit organization and our mission is to end domestic hunger and to ensure all families and individuals that are facing food insecurity have access to nutritious food. And so,
DJ, did you want to translate?
Oh, they told me Julia will also speak Chinese as well.
Oh, okay.
oh, so do I do it myself or?
Yeah, they said you will speak Chinese as well.
Oh, okay. 对，I didn't know. Okay, so 对，我们是 Hunger Free NYC， 然后呢，我们是非盈利的机构，然后我们专门呢就是可以帮有些就是没有不够食物的，就是还有这些没有东西没有钱买东西的话，然后呢就可以去我们可以就是一个机构可以帮你去买东西，然后可以帮你申请福利，然后申请粮食券。So basically, we are a nonprofit organization where we help clients to apply for food stamps, to renew food stamps, and to also, we also have a WIC program where we would help clients who are pregnant or who have a child under 5 years old have access to benefits that are very similar to food stamps. Sorry, let me see. Maybe I can just share a little bit of my presentation. So since I'm doing it with.
Would you like to screen share a presentation for everybody if you have one?
Yeah, I'm just gonna do it myself. Let's see, because I just made one. 1 second. How do I do this? Oh, I need permission.
Oh yeah, let me make you a co-host. Okay, you should be able to share your screen now.
All right, 1 second. Let me see how to do this. I'm sorry, give me a second.
No problem.
Okay. Does anyone see it?
Yes, I can see it on my screen, but is there any way you can make it full screen?
Okay, can you see it now?
I can see it, but it's still not full screen.
1 second, how do I do that? 1 second. I did it.
That looks great.
Okay. All right, so we're Hunger Free NYC, and then as I mentioned, we help clients to have access to food stamps, WAKE, and then we also do Get Food NYC, and then we do also have like a hunger hotline where we help clients to have to access more resources for food benefits. 所以我刚刚跟大家讲的就是我们 Hunger Free NYC 就是我们可以是一个非营利机构，然后我们可以帮就是低收入的家庭可以申请粮食券，还有就是那个 WIC 就是专门让那个孕妇还有小孩到5岁的女性们可以帮忙申请福利。然后如果那个 Get Food NYC 呢，就是我们在疫情的时候，如果你就是需要需要东西就食物到你的家里的话，我们也有专门的人员可以帮你去拿到这些福利。然后那个 Hunger Hotline 就是那个我们是有那个电话的服务，譬如说如果你还需要其他关于食物的资源的话呢，我们这个电话也可以帮助你去拿到应有的福利。好，那我们现在都讲一下是什么是粮食券。So what is SNAP? So a lot of people will ask, like, isn't it the same as food stamps? It's actually the same thing, but they changed the name back in 2008 from food stamps to SNAP as NAP. What is food stamp? Food stamp is a federally funded nutrition assistance program, and then we designed to supplement household for food purchases. SNAP SNAP 呢，就是跟以前 food stamps 就是一模一样的名称。我们在2008年呢，本来是叫 food stamps 的时候呢，我们改成了 SNAP SNAP。然后粮食券就是让不同的家庭可以利用这个福利去买食物。We're going to talk about what really determines SNAP eligibility. For SNAP eligibility, we would tend to look at the household size, the household income, if you're a citizen or you're a qualified immigration status, and then we'll look at the household expenses. 所以你是怎样去符合那个粮食券的要求呢？我们首先会看一下你到底家庭有什么成员在里面，是多少的人员在里面。然后呢，我会也看一下你的收入。第三呢，我们会看一下你是公民，美国公民，还是你是有绿卡，还是你有其他政府给你的留在纽约市或者是美国的权利。然后呢，我们最后也会看一下你是有什么支出，譬如说你是有没有付房租啊，或者是其他的费用。So this is just a simple pictures of the population we serve. The population we serve range from families with just adults, or with families with kids, or people with homeless, or with the grandparents. So they're all considered a household as long as they share food together in the same family, in the same household. 我们呢就是服务哪一个社群呢？我们就是任何人都会服务的。譬如说，如果你是自己一个人的话，你也有权利去申请那个粮食券。如果你是老人家的，你自己一个也可以申请。如果你是跟你的小孩啊，或者是如果你跟你的孙啊、你的所有其他的家人一起的话，也可以申请。如果你是没有家的，你是流浪汉，或者是你没有一个注定的地址的话，你也可以申请。只是说，如果你们全部的人都是住在一起，然后呢，你们买食物的话也是一起买，一起吃的话呢，你们也算是一家人的算进去的。Okay, so I just talked about which are considered a household. So like I said before, to be considered a household, as long as you share food together under the same household, if you're like a grandparent, or if you're an aunt, if you are a daughter of your parents over 18, as long as you're staying in the same household and you're sharing food together, you will be considered the same household and you will have to apply together. 所以我刚刚讲的就是，如果你是住在一起，然后你一定要是一起买东西吃，譬如说你是跟你爸妈一起申请，然后你是已经在工作了，可是如果你是在家里是一起买东西吃，这个很重要。如果你是一起买东西吃的话呢，你是必须要一起去申请，不可以说我想要跟我爸妈分开，虽然我们是一起买东西吃的话是不行的。Okay, so as long as you live together and you're sharing food together, you must apply together. You can't say like, oh, I'm working, I just want to apply for myself, I don't want to apply for my parents. No, you have to apply together because you're sharing food together, okay? Okay, so where can you apply for food stamps? A lot of people have the difficulty to apply for food stamps, especially now during COVID. They don't know where to turn to. So these are the 4 ways you can do to apply for food stamps. First, you can do it online at nyc.gov/accesshra, or you can go to a nearby SNAP center. But unfortunately, due to COVID, a lot of the centers are closed. So we would usually tell our clients to go on the website and check out which one is the closest to your address to find out which ones are open. The third one where you can go is a local community-based organization, which is like us, Hunger Free NYC. The fourth way is to either fax or mail, which is the ways that we would not recommend at all because it would take a much longer time for the whole process. So if you want to apply, 所以如果你想要申请粮食券的话呢，有4个方法你是可以申请粮食券的。第一个方法就是你可以在电脑里面去 nyc.gov/accesshra 那个网站去申请，那个是最快、最方便的方法。第二呢，你就是要去粮食券中心，就是最近你的粮食券中心去申请。可是因为现在疫情的关系，有很多不同的中心都已经关了。我们通常呢都会，如果呢我们的客人会想要去申请，自己去中心申请的话呢，我们会推荐他就是去拿一个比较跟他的家比较近的，然后是有开的话，我们才推荐他们过去。第三呢，就是跟你那个社区里面的中心，然后去申请粮食券。譬如说我们 Hunger Free NYC， 我们也可以帮你去申请粮食券。第4呢，就是你可以用传真或者是邮寄来到去申请粮食券。可是这个方法我们是不推荐的，因为是一个很长的时间需要去收到你的传真，然后他们粮食券那边呢会用很慢的时间去看你的表格，然后要寄来寄去的话会比较慢，所以我们不建议去用传真或者是邮寄。Okay. So why would we apply with Hunger Free NYC? There are a lot of reasons why. First, you can see that we speak a lot of languages. I myself speak Chinese Mandarin, I speak Chinese Cantonese, English, and then we also have other staff who speak Spanish and Russian. So these are very important for the clients to know that we do speak many languages. We do not only new application with food stamps, we also do renewal, and then we do a lot of outreach. We assist in the 5 borough. We do it virtually due to COVID. There's a minimum waiting time. We do it right away on the internet, on Access HRA. There's no paper involved. There's no mailing involved, no faxing involved. Everything is done online. And then even if a client has already had food stamps, they want help with periodic report, change report, we also do that as well. We also help clients with any questions about food stamps and any referrals they need to access food. And also, we do have a strong relationship with HRA. Let's say you encounter a problem with your case and you don't know what to do, or they didn't give you enough SNAP benefits because there's like a wrong budget done from HRA, we can definitely help you with that for mediation. We also do follow up with clients to see if they receive their benefits on time. And then any other questions about the programs, we'll be glad to help them with. So these are the things that we do, Hunger Free NYC do specifically for food stamps. Basically, we just want clients to have a peace of mind whenever we deal with them about, food stamps. So we just don't want them to have, complication with the whole process. 为什么要跟我们 Hunger Free NYC 去申请呢？因为我们如果你是第一次申请，或者是你想要延期的话呢，我们是可以帮你做的，我们不用帮你去寄信，不用传真，什么都不要，我们只是在电脑里面帮你做，然后是最安全、最快、最方便的方法去帮你做的。然后呢，我们呢是在纽约市里面，在5个区里面我们都会帮，就是在 Bronx、在 Brooklyn、在 Manhattan、Queens 也会帮。虽然现在疫情的关系，可是呢，我们还是会帮你们服务。我们会在电脑里面，在电话里面跟你们联络，然后呢，我们在电脑里面就会帮你去处理这个表格。除了申请以外，我们也会做延期。我刚刚讲的，譬如说，如果你是现在要延期的话，我们也可以帮你做，是一个很简单的方法，我可以帮你做的。然后呢，我们呢，公司我们 Hunger Free NYC 的我们的工作人员呢，除了我讲中文、国语广东话以外，还有英文，我们还有人是讲西班牙语，还有俄罗斯文这样子。所以如果你有其他的朋友是讲英文、讲西班牙语的话，我们也可以帮他们。然后如果你是本来是有那个两试卷的话呢，你想要改变，譬如说你刚刚搬家了，你需要去改一些资料，我们也可以帮你做，我们也是一样在电脑里面去帮你改，帮你申请这样子。还有就是如果譬如说你已经有两试卷了，你已经申请了，可是我不知道为什么我拿的这么少，我应该是拿多一点嘛？他们好像算错了，我的房租是应该多少之类，我们也可以帮你跟那个 HRA 跟那个两试卷中心去联络，然后呢让他们去看一下是有什么问题，然后去帮你做那个改变这样子。所以呢，其实我们 Hunger Free NYC 呢，最主要的是想要我们的客人可以不用觉得很烦恼，我们可以很容易的帮你去解决你这个问题，帮你去申请，帮你去延期这样子。Okay. So when you apply for food stamps, what can you buy and where can you go buy it? So when you see these two pictures, these are the food stamps card you receive in the mail or you already have for the food stamps benefits. It's the same as the Medicaid card. So if you already have Medicaid, which would make things so much easier, because if you apply for food stamps, once you approve, your food stamps benefits will automatically send over to the card, okay? 所以如果你申请了粮食券以后呢，你可以买什么？还有你可以在哪里买食物？你看到这两张照片呢，这两个就是白卡，然后白卡其实跟粮食券是一样的，是一起的。所以说，如果你是有白卡的话呢，如果你是有白卡的，然后你申请粮食券的话呢，那你会很快的会拿到那个粮食券的钱在你的白卡里面，然后你就不用再等那个卡寄过来给你这样子。Okay, so these are the fruits and vegetables and seafood you can get. So basically you can get a lot of things. Anything uncooked at the supermarkets, you can definitely get. Dairy, cans, also bread and meat. These are the things that are uncooked or the cans that you can get at the supermarket. 你可以买就是水果啊、蔬菜啊，然后肉啊、包，然后牛奶啊、cheese 啊，还有就是海鲜，所有还没有煮的，就是生的东西、生的食物也可以买。你有你的粮食券去买。 Okay. So I don't have a slide specifically about the question if undocumented immigrants, can they apply for food stamps? But I'm just gonna answer the question here. Yes, if you're undocumented and if you have a child who is a US citizen, you can definitely apply. So let's say I'm undocumented. I'm a mother and I have a child who was born here and I would like to apply for my child. So I can definitely do that because my child is under 18. They will need a guardian to help him apply. So I will apply for him. They would have to consider my income though. So if I apply for my child, they will look at the household income, which is my income. And then when they come up with a decision, they will only give the benefits for one person, which is my child who I apply for. Okay, so you have to take that into consideration. 所以就是说，如果你是没有身份，你不是绿卡，你不是公民，你没有什么的证件证明你是可以，合法的留在这里的话，你是没有的话呢，如果你的儿子、你的女儿，你的家人是公民，就是住在美国，然后你在这里出生的话呢，你是可以帮他们申请。怎么讲呢？譬如说，如果我是妈妈，我是没有证件，我没有身份的话，可是我的孩子有，他是在这里出生的话，我可以帮他去申请。然后申请的时候呢，他们会看我的收入，因为我跟他是一家人嘛，所以说他们还是会看我的收入。可是他最后他给的福利的话，只是给一个人，就是给我的孩子，因为我不符合他们的要求，所以他们不会给2个人的福利，只是给1个人的福利。Okay. So after we talk about the food stamps, I'm going to go ahead and talk briefly about the PEBT, which was given out by the government from March to June. So basically, it's a statewide program. They distribute funds to families with school-age children and to cover the cost of meals that students will have received at school. So let's say if you are a child and you go to school with free meals, with free lunch meals, you definitely will qualify for this PEBT. It has to be within, I'm not sure about other state, but for New York State, yes, okay? So for kids who have free lunch meals at school. And then for March to June, a family would get $420 in food assistance per child. So let's say I have 3 kids, I would get $420 for each of my child, okay? So any child who attends schools that participate in the federal meals, they will receive the $420. And then for the benefits, where can you use them? So it's the same thing as food stamps. You just use it like in a supermarket, just get your groceries, your meat, your seafood, anything that's very similar to food stamps. 好，我讲一下那个 PEBT 是什么。PEBT 呢，就是政府在这个疫情里面呢给的钱，就是跟粮食券差不多一样的东西。譬如说，如果你的小孩是在那个学校里面是有拿那个免费的午餐吃的话呢，他是符合那个要求拿这个 PEBT。这个 PEBT 呢，就是说每个小孩如果他是在学校里面有拿那个免费的午餐的话呢，他是有资格拿420块。每个小孩是拿到420块的钱到那个粮食券卡里面的。所以说，如果你本来是没有粮食券的话呢，你是应该收到一张卡，然后有你小孩的名字，然后呢就是有420块在里面，你可以去用。如果你是有粮食券的话呢，你就有可能会收到那个钱在你的粮食券卡里面，那你就要自己去查一下你有没有那个钱。怎么查呢？你就最直接的方法就是要在网上里面查，然后我们也是可以帮你的。I didn't mention before in English, so if you want to get the PEBT and you should have received the card, in the mail, which looks similar to the food stamps card. You should have received it in the mail. And if you already have food stamps, the 420 might have already sent it over to your card, okay? So how do you know if you have that 420 in the card? We can always do that for you at Hungary NYC, or you could do it yourself on the Access HRA website as well. But it will be much easier for us to help you with that, so we can check it out right away for you. Okay, let's see. I'm gonna answer the questions after I'm done with the presentation, okay? Okay, so we're moving on to WAKE. So what is WAKE? So I'm gonna move on pretty quickly with WAKE since I'm not the expert in the WAKE department. My colleagues are, but I do want to briefly talk about what WAKE is. And if you have any questions, I will definitely forward questions to the WAKE team. So WAKE is the special supplemental nutrition program for specifically women, infants, and children. That's why it's WIC. They provide supplementary food, healthcare referrals, breastfeeding support, and nutrition education. So who qualifies are, participants are low income, pregnant, breastfeeding, postpartum women and children up to the age of 5. 那我们现在讲一下关于 WIC WAKE 究竟是什么 ？WAKE 就是一个特别的政府的给的福利，就是特别给女人是有孕妇或者是婴孩或者是小孩到5岁的小孩。它是有什么福利呢？它是可以好像粮食券的话，给你钱去买你的奶粉啊、奶粉票啊，就是你本来看到在超级市场看到的奶票啊，你可以去买。然后呢，如果譬如说你想要找一个比较好的医生去看的话呢，他们也会可以推荐你去找那个合适的医生，或者是如果你想要多一些自信，可以去关于怎样去养小孩啊，或者是你关于孕妇的话，你想要这更多的自信的话，我们也可以帮你，WAKE可以帮你。然后你怎样是符合那个要求？譬如说你想要参加这个 WAKE program 呢，你需要什么的要求？要怎么符合？你必须要是低收入的孕妇，或者是你已经有小孩了，可是有婴孩了，或者是你的小孩还没有到5岁，是5岁以下的话呢，你是有资格去参加这个 WAKE program。So what determines WAKE eligibility? Has to be, like I said, you have to be a woman, you have to be pregnant, or have a child who's under 5 years old. The household composition, to determine your income, they need to know how many people are in the household, and then they just calculate your income. And then another eligibility is to see if an applicant has already enrolled in Medicaid, and food stamps, or TANF. So basically, why this qualifies, makes it easier for them to see if you qualify for WAKE is because the income eligibility is basically the same thing for WAKE. So if you already have SNAP, you definitely probably will qualify for WAKE already. Or if you have Medicaid, you qualify for WAKE already. So it will be faster to process the whole thing. 所以我们是怎样看你是怎样符合 WAKE 那个要求呢？就是首先要看我们刚刚讲的，你是不是孕妇啊？你是不是有小孩5岁以下的？然后他也要看你家里有多少人，好像跟粮食券一样。然后呢，还有你的收入，他们也会看，因为他跟粮食券一样，也是要看你的收入才知道你符不符合他们的要求。如果你是本来是有粮食券，或是你有白卡的话呢，那他肯定会觉得你已经可以符合那个 WAKE WIC 的要求，因为也是看收入，你收入有粮食券的话，那肯定可以符合 WAKE 的要求，这样子。Okay, so there's a population we serve other pregnant women and under 5 years old child. So there are some important aspects regarding WAKE, WIC. So different from food stamps is that they don't consider if you're a U.S. citizen or if you're a green card holder or whatnot. They don't consider your status, okay? And I know that for public charge, we were talking about a lot since last year, but WIC is not one of the programs being considered as part of the public charge. And caregivers with a child who is eligible for WIC can apply on behalf of the child. So these are the 3 aspects that have to take important considerations. 好，那我们3个东西我们要看一下关于 WIC 的，就是你要记得是 WIC 呢，它跟粮食券有不同的地方，就是粮食券是会看你是不是公民，你有没有绿卡，你是有没有证件，留在纽约市，留在纽约，留在美国。可是 WIC 是不会看这些，所以如果你不是公民，你不是绿卡，然后你没有证件留在这里的话，你也可以参加这个 WIC program，OK？ 然后呢，我们之前呢，在去年我们有听到政府说，关于公共负担，就是说，如果我要申请那个绿卡的话，那怎么办？我怕会影响我那个表格。WIC 这个呢是不会影响你的，譬如说我有粮食券的话，我不太清楚，因为有可能会申请，可是 WIC 呢是绝对不会对你申请绿卡有影响的 ，OK？ 然后呢，譬如说，我不是那个小孩的妈妈，我是她的婆婆之类的，我也可以帮这个小孩申请，因为我是负责去照顾这个小孩，所以我也可以符合这个要求，帮这个小孩去申请这个 WIC，OK？ Okay, so like I said before, why do we have to apply with Hunger Free NYC? I don't want to repeat the same thing. We just want to give a peace of mind for our clients so that we can make the process much easier for them. We can help them with submitting with documents, filling out the application, and to follow up with them about the process. So applying with Hunger Free NYC is definitely a more convenient way for you. 所以为什么要跟我们 Hunger Free NYC 就是让我们可以帮你去申请呢？就是我们其实最重要的就是想要你不要烦恼，就是你申请的时候呢不会觉得很困难啊，觉得好像很难。我们想帮你去可以方便的是申请拿到你要的福利，譬如说你要申请我不懂怎么看去叫那个文件的话呢，我们也可以帮你去叫那个文件。你想要就是说我们怎么知道我那个粮食券是怎么状况呢？我们也可以帮你查到。所以最方便最容易的方法呢，就是跟我们 Hunger Free NYC 我们可以帮你去申请或者是延期这个粮食券。This neighborhood guide, we also do distribute these guides to 5 boroughs. It includes all the resources you can access. Food stamps, WIC, information on school and summer meals, senior meals, like how to get them. We do provide these guides. Unfortunately, it's COVID. We can't go to our offices now, but I will definitely update you when we can have access to these guides, and I'll be happy to share these guides with you. 我们呢是有这些很小的宝，就是一书，然后里面呢就是有不同的资料，就是譬如说我想要知道更多关于粮食券，关于那个 WIC， 关于好像如果我想要帮我老人家去拿食物的话，我是可以知道更多的话呢，这本书也可以帮你很多。现在呢，我本来是可以在办公室里面拿更多，可是因为疫情的关系，我们不可以回去。可是如果以后我们可以回去的时候呢，我可以跟我的公司要更多一点，然后可以发给你们。Okay, like I said in the beginning, we also actually have a USDA National Hunger Hotline. We have people behind these calls all over the country from Monday to Friday, 7 a.m. to 10 p.m. Eastern Central. And then like the guide, if you have questions and you want to speak to someone instead on the phone, we definitely can help you with that. We give you information on how to obtain food. And then if you need emergency food providers, we can definitely connect you with those services as well. Or if you need something else besides, food stamps, or you want help with maybe housing, the National Hunger Hotline can definitely refer you to other organizations for assistance as well. 我刚刚一开始讲的就是 National Hunger Hotline 是一个电话线，然后呢，我们呢是早上7点到10点的晚上，我们是呢有专人可以解答你的问题，就是刚刚跟那本书一样，譬如说你想要跟讲电话，你想要知道更多的资料，关于我怎样去拿这些食物的帮助啊，或者是你想要知道关于譬如我想要申请房屋的话，我要该找谁？然后呢，这个专员呢可以推荐你去不同的机构去拿到你需要的服务，这样子。所以呢，这个电话号码你可以留下来，或者是我可以再发给你们也没问题。You can definitely write down the number, or I can send it over to you guys later on so that you can have it in your hand and have it ready at all times. Okay, so briefly talk about Get Food NYC. We also do have a staff who can help you with that if you do need assistance for food delivery, the Get Food NYC, especially for COVID. If you have questions, you can definitely send me an email or contact me, and I can definitely refer you to a colleague who can help you set up a food delivery assistance online. Yeah, so 这个 Get Food NYC 呢，就是疫情所有的就是专门可以送食物到你家的服务。如果你有这个需要的话呢，我有那个同事也可以做这个服务，可以帮你去申请。如果你想要自己申請的話，也可以打那個311去申請這個送食物的服務。You can also call 311 to have the food delivery application done for you. Okay, so like I said, we do food stamps, Get Food NYC, or you want to know other resources, and we also do WAKE. For the SNAP, if you have if you have questions, you can definitely reach out to Anna and Adi, which is the coordinators. But you can also reach out to me, and I can also help you with SNAP assistance. If you have questions about WAKE, Andrea would be the person to contact, since she's the coordinator as well. But if not, if you don't know, you want to reach out to me, feel free to do the same. I'll definitely refer you guys to her. For the Get Food NYC, Keith is the one who does the contact, who can help you apply for it if you need, or if you have any questions about other resources, especially for food, he can help you with that. But you can also reach out to me. I could be the main contact person for all of these questions. 如果你想要申请粮食券呢，你可以找 Anna 跟 Ali， 可是你也可以找我，我也可以推荐你其他的服务给你。如果你想要参加 WAKE 的话呢，你可以联络 Andrea。如果你不方便的话呢，你可以找我，也没问题，我可以推荐你去给他这样子。然后 Get Food NYC 就是送那个食物到你的家里的那个服务呢 ，Keith 是可以帮你申請。然后一样的，你可以找我也行，没关系的，我们也是一起服务。Okay, so that ends my presentation. 谢谢。It's a long presentation, I'm sorry.
Thank you, we appreciate it. So I noticed that there's some questions coming in the chat. That's great. I just want to note that we'll be having the question and answer segment at the end of all of our speakers. So we will answer your questions at the end. We'll have time to do that. So moving on, in addition to these governmental benefit programs that Julia mentioned, there are also programs that deliver medically tailored meals to homebound individuals, regardless of income or immigration status. Two of these programs are City Meals on Wheels and God's Love We Deliver. We are fortunate to have here with us Ralph Wilson, Program Outreach Coordinator of God's Love We Deliver, joining us to talk eligibility guidelines for their program and how to apply if you fit the criteria.
Hi, everyone.
We're gonna, EJ, would you like to go ahead? And then Ralph, you can go ahead.
Okay. Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you so much for your patience to learn more about God's that we deliver. I do have my
Yeah, Ralph,
I have it also. If you make me a host, I can share it.
Yeah, you're a host. We're going to give EJ a minute to just translate what I just said, but you're
Okay. Sorry.
to be able to pull up your.
Okay.
Thanks.
Thank you. Thank you. OK。作为刚才就是 Sarah 说的那段话呢，就是在政府部门的福利的一些项目之外，那么还有其他的一些可供的一些项目呢，是也可以提供一些帮助。尤其是针对于比如说个人定制的一些膳食的营养方面。对于你有一些特殊的，比如说医疗需求，那么在这个营养需求方面呢，可能需要有一些特别的定制化。那么不管你的这个收入如何，以及你的移民状态，这个都是可以申请的。其中呢，就是有2个项目呢，一个是 City Meals， 也就是一个城市的膳食 ，City Meals on Wheels 就是在轮椅上的一个城市膳食。另外一个呢，机构呢项目是叫 God's Love We Deliver。也就是接下来我们会请到的这位讲话嘉宾然后我们呢是很荣幸能够邀请这个 Ralph Wilson， 然后参与到我们今天的这个主题讨论当中。他呢是一个项目的外联的协调员，他是来自 God's Love We Deliver， 然后今天他是参与到我们这个主题的讨论当中，会跟大家讲一下就是有哪些的。比如说你是符合条件的，你怎样才可以去申请的一些指导线，以及如何参与他们这个项目，然后怎样去申请，然后你是否符合他们的条件。接下来我们就有请他给我们大家讲一下。Okay, thank you, Ralph.
Okay, so are you guys ready for me now?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okie dokie. I'm going to, first of all, thank you so much for this opportunity. Do you want to speak? I have about 25 slides. So do you want to speak after each slide and I can keep it brief if you're going to translate, or should I be concerned about that or not?
I think that sounds good. Yeah, just pause after each slide and allow for the translation.
Okay.
Yeah. Are you able to share your screen?
I am going there right now.
Perfect.
And I should be able to get on my computer. Yes. Can you see this?
Yes, we can see it.
Okay, great. And today, I just want to say thank you, everyone. I'm going to tell you a little bit about God's Love We Deliver and how we can provide meals for people who are too sick to cook or shop for themselves at no cost. And but the meals are only for people who have chronic healthcare conditions and family members, and also if there's a caregiver over 60.
我们主要提供的这些项目呢，是针对一些就是极度的患者，然后他们就不能为他们自己进行一些比如说烹饪或者做饭给他们自己吃，然后他们患有一些严重的疾病，生活不能自理的人，所以我们主要的服务对象呢是提供给这些的对象。
Okay, so this is briefly the outline for this afternoon. Just a little bit about who we are. The theme of our agency, our mission statement, is to provide meals for people who are too sick to cook or shop for themselves. So I'll talk about food is medicine. I will go into some detail about our meal program and show you some shots of the food that we provide. And then we'll end up with how to get people connected.
我接下来呢会讲一些具体的，就是我们的具体的服务的细节，是怎么样的，在接下来的我的这个演讲内容当中会跟大家提到。然后目前呢，我们是提供这个就是一个星期5天的这个膳食的服务。我们面对的对象就像我刚才提到的，就是针对一些患病非常严重的一些重度的患者。
This is our headquarters. We are based in Soho, and we cook and prepare all of our meals on that site. We're at 6th Avenue and Spring Street.
我们是在曼哈顿的，就是 SOHO 区。然后呢，我们是准备我们所有的餐食呢，都是在第6大道的旁边的，然后有一个专门的区域为大家准备这个膳食。
Our mission statement is to provide the nutrition support for people who are too sick to cook or shop for themselves.
我们的使命呢，是为大家提供，为那些极度患病的患者、重度患者呢，提供一个健康的、有膳食营养的均衡膳食。
It's also important to, I think, recognize that we are non-sectarian. We are not affiliated with any religious faith or denomination.
我们是不会就是对你们这个服务对象呢有一个任何的，比如说你们的背景啊，或者是一些你们的是什么种族啊，这些不会。我们是不论任何条件的人，只要是符合我们一些要求，都可以来申请。
We started out serving meals to people with HIV and AIDS, but now we serve a wide variety of different diagnoses. It actually is over 200 different diagnoses. So we're going to discuss that in a minute.
我们现在呢，就是以前我们是提供的是比较有限制的一些，比如说有诊断症状的患者，但是现在呢，我们提升到有200多的诊断情况出现，都可以符合来申请我们这个膳食。
As I mentioned earlier, we serve people who are too sick to cook, to shop for themselves, and things that you should, that may indicate a person can get our meals are people who are in and out of the hospital, people with weight loss, people with serious health conditions. And we believe that it's a crime for someone to have to worry about a health condition and also have to worry about food. So we try to take the concern about having nutritious food off of your plate. As I said earlier, all of our meals are free and at no cost.
这个呢，就是尤其是出现有一些医疗诊断症状出现的一些患者，他们其实是额外需要一些膳食上面的营养，比如说他们有一些肾病，还有比如说他们减重，还有就是经常的会有一些每天的生活困难，还有非常严重的糖尿病患者，这些呢都是我们会涵盖到我们的服务对象当中来。另外就像我刚才已经提到的，这些我们准备的这些膳食呢都是免费的，完全你不用花费任何的一分钱。
And as I mentioned earlier, we start out serving people with HIV, but certainly if someone has cancer, heart disease, multiple sclerosis, if they go to dialysis, those certainly are, diseases and illnesses that qualify for our program. But it's important to remind you that the majority of our people, over 90% of the people who get our meals, actually have more than one health condition, so that's something to think about. But I do need to point out, we do not serve people whose primary diagnosis is mental health. If there is a physical health condition, then that could qualify, but not mental health by itself.
就像之前我也提到的，有些患者呢，他是有，比如说 CHF， 还有他们，比如说他是有 HIV 的这些患者，以及他们会出现自己就是生活不能自理，严重的不能自理，这些情况呢，都可以列入到我们的服务对象当中来。主要我们服务的这些患者呢，90%呢都是有身体上面的，也就是物理条件方面的一些困难，他们不能够自理，不能够自己为自己就是准备食物，所以这些是列为我们的重点考虑对象。
So what we provide are a dinner entree, which I'll show you in a moment, soup, bread, and dessert. Each entree has 2 side dishes, and we deliver in every neighborhood in New York City twice a week.
我们是待会儿我会具体介绍，就是会提供哪些的膳食。我们是1天2次，就是午餐和晚餐。然后我们是1周呢会快递会送食物两次。然后这些的食物呢，我们是就是给大家免费的快递送到家里面。
Our meals are delivered in refrigerated vans, and we provide contactless delivery, which means we try not to interact with the client so that there's touching, so that the client stays safe and our driver stays safe.
然后这些的膳食呢，都是你可以重新加温的，可以加热的，可以放在微波炉或者是在普通的炉灶上面进行回温。另外呢，我们提供的服务呢，都是就是无接触式的快递服务，也就是说你不用担心会有快递人员跟你接触，我们是不会有这些方面的这些顾虑的。
There's a sample menu that we provide. We do not provide breakfast to our regular clients. Only people who get their meals through Medicaid, which is a separate program. But everyone here, we provide chicken meals, fish meals, beef meals, and vegetarian meals for 5 days a week, not the 6 or 7 that you see on the screen.
我们提供的就是你们可以看到，我现在展示的就是他们的就是一个菜单，然后这个菜单呢是1周5天，然后5天呢都是不重样的，比如说有鸡肉餐啊，有蔬菜餐，如果你是素食主义者，我们也可以提供这个选择给你，然后每天这个都是不重样的，有菜单的选择，你们可以具体看一下。
So we also, we're a client-centered program, so we do a couple extra things. We provide everyone with an individualized birthday cake. We provide special Thanksgiving meals to all of our clients. And twice a year, we provide emergency meals for situations such as today, when there's a sort of blizzard, but there's a weather condition that prevents our drivers from driving. So we're actually delivering the meals today on Saturday, but everybody gets 2 days worth of extra food just in case things like this happen.
我们还提供一些额外的服务，就是会做的更多，比如说我们会提供你的生日蛋糕，会做特别定制的生日蛋糕给你，还有一些比如说特别的假日的膳食，比如 Thanksgiving 感恩节的膳食。另外我们会提供1年2次的 emergency meals， 也就是紧急的膳食服务。
Just want to show you these are shots of some of the requirements that we have. Everyone has to wear a mask and gloves, and we do practice social distancing.
给大家现在展示的这些呢，就是我们会每个人都会戴口罩，另外每个人都会遵守社交距离的。
So I'm going to talk a bit about our meal program. The pyramid that you see discusses what we do. Our credo is food is medicine. That's what we believe. And we try to take people from the bottom of the pyramid, which is preventing malnutrition, because people may live in a food desert, or there may be difficulties accessing food, to providing home delivered meals that are pre-cooked and they're all low sodium. So we work from helping people to not become malnourished to helping people who are already very sick and ill.
接下来会跟大家谈一下，就是量身定制的一些膳食的干预。这个是主要针对一些有特别需求的一些患者呢，他们是有一些医疗方面的条件限制，然后有些东西他们是不能吃的，那么我们会根据他的这个特别的需求来定制他的膳食营养。
Medically tailored meals is what our staff provides. We have 8 nutritionists, and they can change a meal to meet a specific medical condition. If someone can only have pureed meals, that means the meals are to the texture of baby food, that's what we can provide them. We can provide soft diets. We can just mix and match to give you the food that is best for your condition. If you can't have nuts, we don't provide nuts. We do screen everyone to see if there are food allergies or if there are things that a person cannot have in their diet.
另外呢，我们也会根据就是你们可以看到我们有8种不同样的这个定制方案，然后根据这个8种定制方案呢，比如说有些人他是有食物过敏史的，那么我们会特别小心，就是在食物当中是不会放入你对这些引起过敏的一些食材在里面。还有比如说有些客人他是需要只能吃软的食物，那么软的食物呢我们也会特别定制给他。另外就是一些比如说其他的一些坚果类啊，有些人是对坚果过敏，我们也会确保在食物当中不会出现有坚果类的食品。
I just want to add, our meals are pre-cooked. They're flash frozen when they are delivered. They're frozen when they are delivered. And we don't use any preservatives, and they're all low sodium.
我就想再重申一下，我们这个是免费的，完全免费的，而且就是每一份食物呢都是使用新鲜的食材，不会使用防腐剂，另外都是低盐的饮食。
Also, we make everyone has a consultation with one of our nutritionists, and if nutrition support is required, we provide ongoing nutrition education if there are questions or problems with their diet.
另外，我们也会提供就是持续的、稳定的一些的膳食营养方面的一些教育。比如说，你如果是有这方面的需求的话，需要知道哪些膳食是更符合你自身的一些营养要求、你的身体需要的话呢，我们也会提供这些方面的教育。
These are some samples of volunteers providing the meals, how they're plated, just to get a sense of, we serve a lot of vegetables. We serve vegetables with every meal.
这些呢，大家看到的是一些样片，就是我们的志愿者在给大家准备食物，放到盘子里，放到大家的餐盒里面。就像大家现在看到的一样，我们会提供很多的蔬菜，然后每一份的那个膳食当中呢，都会包含有蔬菜。
This is a sample of what the meals will look like on the upper left-hand corner when they arrive. We have chicken breast in the center with rice and vegetables. But that's a sample of how the meals will look when they come to you.
大家现在看到的画面的左上方呢，是我们有那个鸡肉餐，这个餐盒里面呢是新鲜的鸡肉以及一些蔬菜，大家可以看到是我们给大家是提供什么样的餐饮。
So we're almost there. Here again, like I said, our meals are no cost for people who are too sick to cook or shop for themselves. And it has to be a chronic healthcare condition, not someone who maybe is having a knee replacement. That's not a chronic healthcare condition. So I'm going to show you a list of what qualifies in a minute.
我再重申这些膳食呢都是免费的，大家不用花费。接下来我会跟大家具体的讲，那么是有哪些条件呢，你才可以符合，才可以申请我们这个项目。
We also have to make sure that people who get our meals have facilities that can accommodate that. They have to have a refrigerator to store those meals, and they have to have something to be able to heat those meals, and someone has to be at home to get those meals because we can't leave them.
同时呢，我们也必须要确保，就是这些客户呢，他们是在家有冰箱或者是冷冻箱，能够安全的储存这些食物。另外，他们是否有他们的炉灶啊，有微波炉，能够重新加热这些食物？还有就是在一些我们快递送食物的上门的时候，他们是否能够就是正常的是在家里面。
Here's a list of some of the diagnoses that actually qualify for our meals. And I can send this list to you if someone wants to disseminate this. If you provide me with an email address or mailing address, I can send this to you along with an application.
我给大家现在提供看到的呢，就是一些参照例，比如说是哪些诊断的症状你是可以符合的，可以就是申请我们这个项目。如果大家是有 email 地址，然后有一些邮箱的话呢，我也可以把这个发送给大家。
If there is someone in the house who qualifies for meals and there are children in the house 18 years or younger, they also would get free meals.
如果在家里面呢，比如说是有小孩的，是18岁以下的，那么如果是符合条件的话，也是可以得到这些免费的餐饮的。
Also, if someone qualifies for meals and they are 60 years of age or older, and there's a caregiver in the home who is 60 years or older, they also get meals at no cost also.
或者是另外一种情况，如果是65岁以上的，比如说年纪大的人，如果他是行动不便，然后是有一些症状的话呢，也是可以得到这个免费的餐食。
Here's a listing of some of the diagnoses that do not qualify. So as I mentioned earlier, mental health issues by themselves do not qualify. And here's a listing of some of the other things that would not qualify by themselves.
现在呢，给大家看到的就是一些我们是不符合我们这些条件的，我们也就是不接受这些症状诊断条件的这些就不能申请我们这个项目。比如说一些精神疾病，一些比如说他们是不能自理的，这个还有一些就是题目上面显示，比如说失眠啊，还有一些这些症状都是不可以。
Pero pues al parecer nada más están eligiendo los que tienen cáncer, diálisis, los que están malos del corazón y estoy bien hiper.
Is that a question for me?
You can go ahead, Ralph. But just a reminder, we'll be doing the Q&A at the end. So if you have questions, please just hold on.
So I'm at the end here. We have an application on our website. We do have to have a doctor sign off on a medical form, eligibility form that says this person qualifies for our meals, and people can return those forms to us. Now, as the lady mentioned from Ms. Koo mentioned from Hunger Free America, you know, things are crazy with COVID. So we can mail you the application. And if there is somebody who definitely qualifies for our meals, maybe they're food insecure, we can get them started on the program without any paperwork whatsoever. Translator?
DJ, are you there to provide the translation? All right, EJ might have dropped off.
I'll step in briefly. EJ might have gotten disconnected. 那刚才他说，如果你是想申请的话呢，你必须要去这个网站来下载一个form，那你填了这份 form 之后呢，你要去你的医生那边让他证明你是有一个病程是让你可以拿到这些食物的，然后你寄回去的时候，他会有一个人打电话给你，就是跟你联系一下，问你几条问题，那然后就可以拿到就是送食物的服务了。
And I have my name here. My name is Ralph Wilson. Please call me or email me. As I said, if there is someone that you know, or if you're on the phone, I just wanted to repeat, you know, Hunger Free America, they're making exceptions, and we have also made exceptions to people. We will get you on the program. Please reach out to me, and I will fast track the person to get them on the program without any paperwork right now.
那这些是他们这个 Goslove 的联系资料。那如果你是想上听的话，你可以直接跟 Ralph Wilson， 就是他本人来联系一下，他就可以帮你就是尽快来就是不用等那么久就可以拿到这些食物呢。
That's it. Thank you so much.
谢谢大家。
Great. Thank you so much, Ralph.
You're very welcome.
All right, and you can go ahead and stop sharing your screen.
Okay.
So last but not least, AMPHS has been heavily involved in addressing food insecurity in the Sunset Park neighborhood by providing both food deliveries and food distribution events throughout the neighborhood and at our offices as well. Our social services team has also been able to connect families to local food pantries in neighborhoods. To provide some additional resources and updates, we have Manyak Yu, Executive Vice President and Chief of Staff at AMPHS. Manyak?
Great. Thank you. Hi, everyone. I know that there was a lot of information that was presented today, so I'll try to keep my segment a little bit shorter, but I'll be here to present some information about the services that are available at many other organizations. So I know that, again, we covered a lot. We talked about what kind of services are available for individuals that that are not receiving, that are currently medically ill and homebound. We also discussed some services that are available for people who do qualify for SNAP. So now I'm going to discuss what don't qualify for either of those programs, where can you access food in the community. Okay, would you like to translate? 那我知道我们刚才是讲了很多不同的资源的，那现在我就会跟你们说一说，如果你不符合这申请的粮食状比如你没有美国公民，或是你的孩子没有美国公民，不可以申请到粮食状，或是你也不符合 WIC 或是这个送食物的，我们刚才讲这个送食物的的 program。那你可以到哪里可以拿到食物呢？ I'll start off by talking about a couple of local food distribution sites. And as you know, as Sarah had mentioned briefly earlier, the Academy of Medical and Public Health Services is a public health organization. Our work is meant to help connect individuals to healthcare access services, to social assistance services. And we think of health and public health in a broad-based way. We believe that health comes from many different things. It's not always about seeing a doctor, but it's also about whether or not you have access to resources, whether or not you have access to health insurance, perhaps access to healthy food. So it is very much in our mission to be able to help you throughout this pandemic, provide you with the resources that you need, and again, connect you to these types of resources so that you can live a healthy and healthy that so I'm going to go ahead and talk about a couple of food distribution sites that you can find locally. So first, I'll talk about what is a food pantry versus a food bank. I'll stop to translate what I just discussed earlier. 那我知道，那先跟你们讲一下，我们是安福新公共健康中心，我们是一家非营利机构，特别是有这个健康方面的 是提供一些健康方面的服务给大家的。那我们的目的就是可以让你们有一个健康的生活。那我知道健康的生活不一定是说我没有可不可以看医生，有没有去做 check up， 这个是其中之一。但是健康的生活也可以是说我们吃得好，吃得健康。或是我们就是知道去哪里可以拿到一些免费的健康服务等等的。所以我们也有这个心理治疗师可以帮助你。我们也有每个星期我们也会有一些发食物的活动，也可以就是提供一些免费的食物给大家的。然后我们也有社工可以帮助大家。那我跟着来会说一说在就是Brooklyn 区里面有哪一些地方可以就是找到一些的食物，如果是不同的。So the first thing that I'd like to talk about is a food pantry versus a food bank. So many of us have probably heard of before. So I'd like to distinguish what the difference is. Millions and millions of pounds of food that they then deliver to local food programs, like a food pantry. And a food pantry is the organization, it's a distribution center that is on the ground where families can receive food. So if you have ever been to, a place like NYU Langone, which we'll talk about later, which has a food distribution program, that is a food pantry. But you probably will not see the food bank because they are the ones that are distributing the food. 那我先讲一讲，就是一个 food pantry， 就是这个食物分发地点，还有一个food bank 食物银行是有哪一些分别呢？那一个食物分发点是一个食物银行是一家非营利机构，是特别可以是特别就是拿这些食物的。那然后他们会送这些食物给一些在你们区里面的机构来分发给大众的。那一个食物分发点就是一个非营利机构，多数都是非营利机构，有时候是学校或是教堂，他们就会提供有一个时间是提供机会给家庭可以过来拿免费的食物。So there are many different many different local food pantries that you can actually access. Here on the screen, I've listed a couple, and there are many that are in the neighborhood, but I've listed a couple that do provide more consistent services. Where of them, there's the NYU Langone Family Support Center on 60th Street, 6th Avenue. They offer distribution on Fridays from 10 to 12 by appointment only, so you can call them for an appointment. There's also Center for Family Life that also offers a distribution almost on a daily basis. Feel free to take a screenshot or picture of this screen. We will circulate this presentation to everybody who signed up for today's workshop, so you also have these resources at hand. So this is certainly a place, these are certainly places where you can call. Some places do require you to make an appointment beforehand. So for more information, we would recommend that you give these places a call before you go, because chances are you may have to schedule an appointment to go. So these are some of the options that are available locally. If you take a look at this website that I've listed up here, this website is created by the CUNY NYC Food Policy organization. And they actually created a whole list of different pantries across all the different zip codes in New York City. So it would be very helpful if you have the capacity to take a look at this website and see what would be helpful for you. 这些是一些在我们日热公园区里面的不同的食物分发点。那如果你们是有兴趣想去其中一家的话呢，你可以最好就是先跟他们打个电话，因为有一些地方他们可能是要你先预约时间才可以去的。你可以就是欢迎你可以就是在这个片有这些地址的，但是如果你是但是这个不是我们区里面全部的地点我们还会有如果你们就是去上面这个网站的话呢。这个网站也有就是整个区就是日热公园区，还有每个纽约市的区不同食物分发点的资料的。There have also been, a rise of a lot of other pop-up food pantries that have, because of COVID-19. Again, there are so many that we don't have the capacity to list them all out in our presentation today. But I do want to share with you that these are pantries, or these are organizations that are providing free food for the community. They're doing active outreach. So compared to the organizations that I just discussed before, these organizations may offer, their focus is not food distribution, right? Their focus is probably other types of work. But they have started to provide food to local community members because of the pandemic. These are a couple of organizations in the neighborhood that have been distributing food, at different points in time. I can say that, for us, Academy of Medical and Public Health Services, currently we do offer food distribution on Saturdays. It would always be best to call. What we usually do is for people that have come to us more regularly in the past, we would put them on a list and send a text message as soon as we know that we have food available for distribution. It is not available every week. We try to have it every week. It is not available every week, but it is based on supply. And this is the model, that many other organizations have had. So again, always best to call and check to see when the next event is, or to see if you can be added to the list. 那因为新冠状病毒这个疫情的关系，我们有很多这些机构，他们是开始了提供一些分发食物的活动，但是就是比我们刚才讲的，它这些机构不一定是每个星期都会有的，因为他们不是这个食物分发点，他们只是这个非营利机构，譬如我们安福新公共健康中心，我们53街3大道这个地点，差不多每个星期六现在都会有这个发食物的活动，但是是不一定每个星期有的，还是要看看我们的批发商他们有没有这些食物可以送给我们，所以如果你是有兴趣的话，你可以先打个电话到我们这个212-256济南乡里这个号码来查一查，看看我们这个星期会不会有活动。通常我们也会把这些资料发给一些。我们也会把这些资料发给一些就是在我们名单上就是来过我们活动以前来过我们活动的人士的，那欢迎你们就是跟我们来联系一下。So the other program that is available for families right now is the Grab and Go Meal Hub program that is offered by the Department of Education. Now, the Meal Hub program is essentially it is a program that the Meal Hub program is a program that is offered to families, to students and their families, as well as to families that are outside of the school. So there are two different types of pickup times that are available for families that are interested in the Grab and Go program, and these are available at our public schools. All families can go to a public school to pick up 3 free Grab and Go meals a day. If they are a student in the school or a family member of a student in the school, they can go between from Monday to Friday from 9 a.m. to 12 p.m. There is no registration or ID required or documentation. And parents and guardians can also pick up meals for their children. So that means even if your child is in remote learning, you can still go and pick up a meal on their behalf. If you are a community member, meaning you do not have an affiliation with a student in the school, you can still go to a Grab and Go site. Usually you can go Monday to Friday from 3 to 5 p.m. Again, no ID or documentation required, but all meals must be eaten off the premises. You can't stick around the school to eat your meal. 那如果你是然后我们的健康，我们这个教育局现在也有一个计划，是叫 Grab and Go， 就是如果你去你们的学校。多数的学校他们都会有这个计划，你可以去他们那边来拿一些食物。如果你有一个学生在他们的学校里面，你可以星期一到星期五9点到12点这个时段去他们的学校来拿3次，就是来拿3个餐的，就是一次过也可以拿3餐。不用登记，不用 ID 什么都不用的。如果你不是这个学校的家长或是学生的话呢，你可以星期一到星期五3点到5点这个时候去拿，也是不用登记，不用 ID 来去的。但是这个餐是一定是要学校是回到就是在另外的地方才可以吃，你不可以在学校外面来吃的。So these are a few of the Grab and Go locations that are in our community. Again, I said a few because there are a lot of schools in our community. So we were only able to list some here. But if you are interested in finding out more information or where your local pickup site for Grab and Go is, you can take a look at this website that I indicated up here. 这是屏幕上就是我们日落公园区几个提供这些 Grab and Go 食物的地方，食物的学校。但是这些学校是不等于就是我们全的去的学校，所以如果你是找不到一个在你附近的学校的话呢，你可以去上面这个网站来看一看，查一查看，就是放你的地址进去来找一个附近的学校。So now I'd like to talk about some mutual aid programs that are available to those individuals who that have sprung out of the COVID-19 crisis. And the concept of a mutual aid program is really neighbors helping neighbors. It's a lot of volunteers are coming together during this difficult time to help other people in their neighborhood that are less fortunate. And one of the big aspects of these mutual aid programs over the past couple of months has been providing food delivery. So two of these organizations that are providing food delivery services are South Brooklyn Mutual Aid and Brooklyn Immigrant Community Support. So if you are interested in reaching out to them to see how they can help you, you can go take a look at these two websites here. They do also offer, and I believe South Brooklyn Mutual Aid does this, they do also offer an option to help deliver, to help you purchase groceries from a local supermarket if you cannot leave your home. So that is also an option if you are not interested in the prepackaged food boxes that they would deliver to your home. And most of the time, the food deliveries happen through the partnership of another organization or perhaps a school. So you can ask your school if they have a partnership with a mutual aid network, or feel free to also reach out to us to see whether or not we can connect you with an organization. 我们在这个疫情之间呢，也有很多我们是叫 mutual aid 的机构是开始的，这些机构是一些邻居是帮另外的邻居，因为他们只是成为我们的志愿者，那有时候他们也会送食物到家里面给大家，尤其是一些比较就是老人家或是有病的人士，他们会送食物去你那边的。通常如果你是这个送食物的服务，你必须要是有另外一个。你可以看看他们的网站，填一填他们的表格，告诉他们你需要帮助，或是你可以问一问你的学校，有没有这些辅助的，因为他们也会有跟一些学校有合作。然后我们安福星，你也可以问一问我们安福星可以看看可不可以看看有没有一些另外的就是有没有可不可以帮你就是放在他们的名单上但是多数他们会先优先一些就是老人家或是就是有病的人士的。Okay, 那这是他们的网站。There have also been, with this concept of neighbors helping neighbors, there have also been an emergence of community fridges. So you might see that, in some places, there's a random refrigerator outside on the streets that's very colorful, and when you open it there will be food inside. So this is actually one of the ways that our neighbors have come together to help each other. So essentially if a neighbor has food to share, they will put it in a community fridge that looks something like what we have here on the right. In Sunset Park, I know that I don't know about all the community fridge locations, but I know that Yafa Cafe, which is outside the 45th Street train station and 4th Avenue, they had a community fridge outside, but I think because of the colder weather, now they just have everything on a table inside the cafe for people to take. So feel free to stop by if you need something or if you're in the area. And also there is, if you are curious to see where community fridge locations can be found, you can go to this website that I have here to find a local community fridge. This has been, a volunteer has all the different locations where this is available. 在我们因为这个疫情中，我们也看见有很多他们有一些就是社区冰箱可以提供一些免费的食物给大众的。那如果你就是有一些邻居，他们有食物可以分享给另外的人士的话呢，你可以。如果你在街道看见有一个很像这样的冰箱那么漂亮那么就是很多颜色的有是说 food 的话呢，那这个是说免费食物，那你一打开就会有很多食物在里面，因为我们的邻居就是把这些食物来分发给大家的放在这个冰箱里面。那我在热公园区，我们也有一个冰箱是在45街4大道这个 这个咖啡社外面，很像他们刚刚是现在他们这个冰箱是在里面呢。那如果你就是在这里附近，可以去他们的店里面呢，你就会看见他们有一个桌子是有全部这些食物，那就是你可以随便去拿一下就也可以的。那如果你是想找你的社区有哪个地方会有这些食物冰箱的话呢，你可以去我在这里写的网站来查一查，他们有一个地图可以告诉你的。Okay. So, and then the last thing that I want to share is that, of course, there are, again, food delivery services that are available. I'm not going to go into detail about this, but, you know, as Ralph and Julia had so generously shared earlier, you know, these are programs that are available for the medically ill and homebound. So again, Get Food NYC, God's Love We Deliver, City Meals on Wheels. You can get in touch with these programs to see whether or not you are eligible. Usually they will go through a screening process. Of course, each program has their own eligibility requirements as well. So feel free to get in touch if you know that, you know, if you are medically ill and may qualify for free delivered prepared meals. 最后的就是我想分享，就是有一些计划，他们是特别为一些病人或是就是不可以离家的人士来提供食物的。多数如果你是有一些特别的病的话呢，他们可以提供这些服务给你。那我们刚才是讲过 God's Love We Deliver， 他就是 Ralph 很尝试跟我们说过这个 Get Food NYC 你打311可以跟他们问一下怎样可以拿到。还有另外一个机构是叫 City Meals on Wheels， 这个也是一个地方你可以去的。然后呢，也有，如果你是有粮食券呢，也可以就是上网买食物的话呢，这一些网站他们也可以送食物给你的。但是当然，这些网站就是要付钱的，不是我们刚才讲是免费的。And so if you have the resources and you already have food stamps, there are also some stores that will be able to deliver to you if you're uncomfortable leaving your home. So these are a couple of websites where you can go to place an order online: Mercado, Instacart. I think Walmart and Amazon are two of the companies that actually accept SNAP online. So you should be able to use your food stamp benefits at these locations as well. So I will stop here. And if anyone is interested in finding help through our organization, or if you have any follow-up questions about what we discussed today, this is our contact information. You can feel free to give us a call at 212-256-9036.
All right, thank you so much, Manyak. We appreciate it. So I think we have a few more minutes for our Q&A session. So I guess we can start with some of the questions that came through the chat. I can read them, and then any of our speakers feel free to answer. So we have a question. Do you know if families will receive a new PEBT for school year 2020-2021?
Yeah, so we definitely know that the OTDA, who is in charge of the PEBT benefits, they did say that the continuing appropriation Act 2021 and the other extensions Act have extended the availability for the PEBT benefits, but they cannot issue the benefits yet until the United States Department of Agriculture approved these benefits. So these benefits will be issued no sooner than March 2021.
Gotcha. Okay, thank you, Julia. The next question, if a family has, do we want to do a translation for that answer and response?
对，所以刚刚有人就是问那个 PEBT，就是给小孩的那个420块，就是说那明年的就是2020年到2021年的话，他们会再给我们那个420块小孩那个 PEBT 嘛？现在呢，他们是说是有是会有这个福利，可是呢，他们还是要等那个政府去通过这个福利的话呢，他们就有可能在明年2021年3月份以后才会发这个福利给你们，所以你要等到明年的3月份以后才会知道什么时候会有。
Great, thank you, Julia. Next question from the chat. If a family has multiple children who are eligible for SNAP, will they be able to apply for each child?
So if you are in a household, same household, you can just do it for everyone on one application. I don't if that's what you're asking. I'm not sure if that's the right question to answer to. Because I don't really yeah.
Okay.
所以就是如果你就是家里有不同的小孩的话呢，你想要帮他们申请粮食券的话，你是一家人一起分享那个食物的话，你就是一起把他们申请放在同一个表格上面。
Great, thank you. Next question. If you had SNAP before in 2016 but didn't renew, can you renew now?
If you had SNAP back in 2016 and you forgot to renew, your case might have been closed already, so you have to reapply. 如果你在2016年的时候呢，你忘记了去延期你的粮食券的福利，那应该现在的话，你的档案已经是关闭了，所以你要重新申请。
Thank you. And next question, can you send us a list of farmers markets that accept SNAP?
So all farmers market do accept SNAP. I don't have a list, but I can definitely provide a website, and then you guys can input your address and find the nearest farmers market you can go to. 就是所有的农副市场呢，他们都会接受那个粮食券的卡，就是你可以去那边买一些可能有机的水果或者是蔬菜。那所有的农副市场是会接受粮食券的卡的。那我没有那个单，就是所有的农副市场的地点，可是我可以给你一个网站，你可以放你自己的地址在上面，那你就可以找哪一个是比较近一点的地方，你可以去这样子。
Thanks. And I think you might have answered this, but I'll just read it one more time. If there's a family that the parents are not residents nor citizens, but the kids are born here, can they apply for SNAP? Will that affect them with immigration for the future?
Yeah, that's a really complicated. So if you are a parent and you want to apply for your child, you are undocumented, but your child is a U.S. citizen, you can definitely apply. It's just that when they consider the application, they will consider your income as well, since you are under one household and you're in the same family that shared food. But after the application has been reviewed, they will only approve for only one person for the benefits, since you're applying just for the child. You're not eligible for the benefits anyway. But if you're after that, if you're asking if it would affect your immigration status, if you're applying for the green card, I can't 100% say that you won't be affected because of the public charge. I don't want to, say the wrong thing and then you apply. But yeah, you just have to consult a lawyer, immigration lawyer. I will definitely suggest you. If you need a referral, I can definitely do that as well. 所以就是如果刚刚我讲过的，如果你是想要帮你的小孩申请粮食券，然后你的小孩是在美国出生，可是你是没有身份的话呢，你是可以帮他申请的。可是你要记得的就是你申请的时候呢，他们还是会看你的收入，因为你是跟你的小孩同一个家，然后你们是一起分享，一起买东西吃，所以他们还会看你的收入。可是如果最后那个粮食券的表格通过的时候呢，他只是会给小孩一个人的福利，不会给2个人的福利，因为是你小孩申请，你是不符合他们的条件去申请的。 然后如果你是说你在申请的时候，我不知道会不会影响我未来就是要申请那个绿卡的话呢，那我不可以很确定的跟你说是不会有影响，因为之前都讲过，因为公共负担的问题我不知道以后会怎么样。可是如果你想要申请，可是你不知道怎么办的话呢，我会建议你去跟那个律师去跟他讲一下你的状况。如果你有需要的话，我可以推荐你找一个办移民的律师，他们可以跟你解答你的问题。Okay.
Great, thanks, Julia. So I don't see any more questions in the chat right now. If people have questions, feel free to put them in the chat or unmute yourself and ask.
Should I provide my phone number and my contact info in the chat?
I think that would be great.
Okay.
I think Ralph has something that he'd like to add.
Yeah, go ahead, Ralph.
I'm going to add my contact information to the chat also.
Great, thank you. And I see, is that a question that came in Mandarin in the chat?
So the question that was asked was, what is the income limit for somebody applying for a SNAP?
Okay, so it depends on how many people are applying. So and if the household has a senior or not. So let's say if you are applying for just yourself and you are a senior, the income limit would be, let me see. The income limit with an elderly for one person is $2126, so $2,126 gross income. That's before tax. If you are applying for yourself and you do work, no elderly, no disabled member, just for yourself with earned income, it's $1,595 gross income per month. So it really depends on the household composition that leads to, knowing the income limit. But you can always ask us questions, and I will always pre-screen for you before you apply for yourself.
Thank you.
Oh, should I say in Chinese?
Sure.
对，就是这两岁这的收入上限呢，就是要看你是其实多少人去申请，因为人数的问题就会影响你拿福利的数目。譬如说你是自己一个人申请，然后你是有做工的，你没有说你不是60岁以上，也没有残值，你是一个人申请在打工的话呢，那你一个人每个月最高的收入只可以拿1595税前，你不可以超过那个数目 ，OK？ 如果你是有打工的话，如果你是自己一个，譬如说你是已经退休了，你是老人家，你是自己一个的话呢，那你是一个月每个月的收入最高，税前是2126块，你不可以超过那个数目，对。
Thank you, Julia. And Manyak, would you mind translating the question that just came in Spanish? Manyak, I think you're muted.
Okay. I think I'm, let me see. Norma, I'm not sure if I'm understanding your question completely. I think the question is if they apply for food stamps for their children, I'm not quite understanding the question, Norma. Perhaps would you like to say it out loud? Norma, no comprende su pregunta. Usted puede unmute y hablar la pregunta. Dice la pregunta.
Ok, que si yo pido cupones de alimento para mis hijos, con el tiempo ellos tienen que pagarlo cuando sean mayores de edad, porque yo tengo entendido que si yo pido cupones de alimento, ellos cuando trabajen, ¿les será descontado todo lo que yo pedí para ellos?
So Norma's question is if her children would have to pay anything she got for them by applying for them now.
I don't get the question. I'm sorry. Pay for anything? What do you mean?
Excuse me. I'm Andrea. She asking if let's say she's immigrant but she's child born here. She's applied. Let's say they grow up. It's over 18. They like let's say mother and father, they probably apply for be citizen. They have to be paid back what they ask for New York City from food stamp, because I heard so many things also that if a person immigrant but the child born here, but my child they get food stamp, I have to be paid back for later for the New York City where I get money for them.
No, I don't think I've heard of this case. You don't pay anything back to food stamps unless the food stamps pay you too much of the benefit. If they overpay you, then you have to pay back. That's what's gonna happen. But I've never heard of you after the kids grow up, you have to pay them back. I don't think that's the case. I mean, I can look into it and then I can contact Mangyok and then let you guys know. But currently, I've never heard of that before. 就是刚刚那个 sorry.
Okay, go ahead. I'm sorry.
就是刚刚那个有人就是问说，譬如如果你的小孩是出生在这里，然后我爸妈是没有身份，帮他们申请了粮食券，可是以后呢，当他们就是已经成长了，大人了，就是18岁了，然后呢，他们听说好像那个爸妈要还钱，就是还政府那些粮食券的钱。然后我说的是，我没有听说过这个 case， 就是没有听说过有这个问题，除非就是以前粮食券他给你的福利，他给多了你那个福利，然后你以后是要付那个福利给他们，还给他们，就是除非那个政府付给你太多，可是我没有听过说，就是你小孩大了以后要还钱，还那个人世间福利那个钱给政府，我没有听说过。可是我可以去查一下，然后如果我找到有什么资料的话，我可以跟Mangyok他们联络。
Great, thank you, Julia, and thank you, Andrea, for that translation. One of my ESOL students. Good to see you. All right, so I don't see any other questions. So should we wrap up? All right, so that was the end of our food security workshop. Thank you to Julia Koo from Hunger Free NYC, Ralph Wilson from God's Love We Deliver, and Manyak Yu from the Academy of Medical and Public Health Services. Yeah, we'll see you next time for the next workshop.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, everyone.
Again,
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks for everything, Sarah. Manyak too.
Here.
Have a good night. Bye.
Everyone. Good night.